And the matchups don't work, Aaron Boone. You need to set a 7-8-9. All these matchups, there's guys on this team. Joe Girardi said it tonight. There's guys on this team that can pitch to anybody. Those guys, when they're going right, is Bednar, Weaver, Duvall, and Cruz, and Tim Hill. They have stuff that you can pitch against lefties and righties. What I see is Aaron Boone and this organization jumping through hoops to run to the book and to see the analytics and to see the matchups and to see what percentages work out. That's not baseball. Baseball is the gut test, knowing how these guys are going, especially with the bullpen, man. You got to take the temperature of the bullpen. One of the biggest jobs as a baseball manager is keeping that locker room cool, managing egos, and managing your bullpen.
To carry over to 24. High fly ball, deep center. No chance. Gone. A long home run. Boy, is that out, man. To the wall and made the catch. That one's gone. Now it's 10-9. Oh, did he crush it? Wow. And he does. And the Yankees hold on. From a laugher to a nail-biter. Too close for comfort, but they'll take it, and they win 10-9.
Good evening, and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. Williams becomes Medium-Lev Dev, and the Yankees meander their way to a win in Minnesota. And can Cam Schlittler be trusted? We've got highlights. We got Aaron Boone's post-game press conference. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports for New York nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports Talk with sports nuts.
Well, that's an interesting one, and it seems like the 2025 Yankees always make it interesting, folks. Welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Well, this thing got weird real quick, and if you went to bed and you're a working man watching this at 5 o'clock in the morning, as half of my audience does, this game got so much closer, you have no idea. The Yankees win 10-9. You went into hibernation, and it was 10-1, and you were like, you know what? They're going to win this one. And you wake up, and it got butt cheeks close. And guess what? That's real close, folks. Let's talk about the particulars. Killer Cam Schlittler. Can Cam Schlittler be trusted by you guys? Let me know in the comments below. What I mean by that is there is a competition right now for the third starter on this team. And can Cam Schlittler be trusted as a starting pitcher with the Yankees being a rookie, being thrown into the fire when the Yankees need him after the trade deadline, after the All-Star break this year? Cam Schlittler has been a great addition. He's been a godsend for the Yankees. But tonight's performance, he has a little bit of Will Warren in him. He has those blow-up innings that a lot of rookies do. You can even see the Mets going through that with their two-headed monster with the rookies that they have. They will have blow-up games. And this is an open audition between Cam Schlittler and Luis Gil for the third starter if and when the Yankees do get to the postseason this year. Because like I've said before, Carlos Rodon will be your number one starter. Max Fried, the stopper, 11-3 after losses, is going to be your number two starter. So the position is open, folks. Who wants to take it on the New York Yankees? And Luis Gil is pitching tomorrow in Minnesota. So for the rest of September, we are going to see a matchup against Killer Cam Schlittler and Luis Gil. And what's so ironic about these two pitchers is their style is eerily similar. They got great stuff. They got a great fastball. They have problems with walks. If you look up the walks that these guys give, it's almost identical. You can set your watch to Luis Gil having 4 walks. You can set your watch to Cam Schlittler having 4 walks. And Luis Gil, since he's gotten back, since the injury, every single start that he's had, he's built on. He's 4-1 now, and he has 4 wins in a row. And Luis Gil has been controlled chaos. It almost reminds me of Duval, the guy that we got in the bullpen now from the San Francisco Giants. I like to call it controlled chaos. You really don't know where the ball is going with Luis Gil, and he kind of doesn't know either. He reminds me of Michael Pineda in the way that he just lets the ball fly, not the pine tar on the back of the hat against the Red Sox, but that's another story for another time. But we have Cam Schlittler and Luis Gil, and it's going to be great because you got Cam, you got Luis Gil the next day. So tomorrow, and I love competition on a young team, especially Luis Gil, Cam Schlittler, both young guys. If you remember, Luis Gil won Rookie of the Year last year, and Anthony Volpe right there had a decent night. We'll get to him, but that's going to be the audition for the number 3 starter. Will Warren will be the number 4 starter, because Yarborough looks like he's lost it. But the Yankees, the best part about Cam Schlittler is the fact that if he does lose this starting position competition to Luis Gil, which I think he will, that's my prediction, that you can use him in the bullpen. Cam Schlittler has shown us he's great 1, 2, 3 innings. It's when he gets to 4 or 5, that's when he has the blow-up innings. Now, Cam can cut down on his pitch selection and cut down on the cutter. If he comes out of the bullpen throwing slider fastball at 100 miles an hour and then a slider at 78, he's going to be dangerous out of the bullpen. I even said that about Will Warren. In the first round of the playoffs, it's always all hands on deck. There's going to only be 3 starters, Luis Gil, Carlos Rodon, Max Fried, and then the rest get pushed to the bullpen, and it depends on who they're going to keep on the roster. The second competition on this team is between Anthony Volpe and Caballero. Okay? We have been seeing Killer Cab, been playing really well at shortstop, been bringing life to the New York Yankees, stealing bases, a little bit of attitude, a little bit of edge, which a team needs. In the failed Josh Donaldson experiment, that's what we try to get is some attitude. This guy's league minimum, and he also has a bright future in front of him. But the Yankees organization thinks that Anthony Volpe has a bright future ahead of him, which is very weird to me. But let's see this experiment pan out, because tonight we had Anthony Volpe back in, and it looked like he was getting off to a rough start. He slips the bat out of his hands. It almost knocks out about 6 teammates, because that's the only thing he seems to have been hit all year. But he did well tonight. He had 2 hits. He scored a run. He had an RBI, had a double, had a single. Looked like his head was in the game. I liked what I saw from Anthony Volpe, and this gets back to what I said. I like to see competition. Competitions and ramifications to your actions are good for sports and performance. If guys knows that their job is on the line, they are going to perform. Anthony Volpe knew in the back of his mind that no one was going to take his job for a very long time on this team. And that style of managing from the GM and from Aaron Boone only lasted so long. Time to put a little fire under this guy's ass. It reminds me of a quarterback in his 4th year with an organization that really hasn't panned out yet. And you get that veteran quarterback behind him to light that fire under his ass or ignite him, or the veteran can just take over. Yo, the bullpen. We got a problem, Johnny, with the bullpen on our hands here, because they're screwing up games. Yarborough, who was a lifesaver in the first half of the season, who we got off the scrap heap from the Tampa Bay Rays, since he's gotten back from the injury, I don't know where he is. I think he's let up like 11 earned runs. I won't even look at it. I'm going through from memory here. But about 11 earned runs. He doesn't have it. What Aaron Boone's going to have to do is shit or get off the pot. He's going to have to pick a 7, 8, 9. The matchups don't work, Aaron Boone. Joe Girardi said something very insightful, and I really think that Joe, does a little left-handed compliments and a little digs at Aaron Boone with what he would do in situational baseball, hoping in the back of his mind that he actually gets his job back. And the matchups don't work, Aaron Boone. You need to set a 7, 8, 9. All these matchups, there's guys on this team. Joe Girardi said it tonight. There's guys on this team that can pitch to anybody. Those guys, when they're going right, is Bednar, Weaver, Duvall, and Cruz, and Tim Hill. They have stuff that you can pitch against lefties and righties. What I see is Aaron Boone and this organization jumping through hoops to run to the book and to see the analytics and to see the matchups and to see what percentages work out. That's not baseball. Baseball is the gut test, knowing how these guys are going, especially with the bullpen, man. You got to take the temperature of the bullpen. One of the biggest jobs as a baseball manager is keeping that locker room cool, managing egos, and managing your bullpen. Those are the two biggest problems you have. And in New York, the third one is managing the media, and that's how Aaron Boone got his job to begin with. It's the eyeball test and the gut test in baseball. And if you've been watching baseball as long as I have, and I know a lot of you have in the comments, and you guys tell me that you know that Aaron Baboon Bubbles Buffoon loves the matchups, and he does a bad job with this bullpen. Another thing, side note, just a little thing I noticed, Jazz Chisholm has a lot more fun at second base when Volpe's next to him. I noticed that tonight. Just saying, I don't know if it's anything. I don't know if it's crazy. I don't know if the edibles are kicking in, but that's what I saw tonight. Forcing guys in. Aaron Boone, it's a double-edged sword. He forced Devin Williams in, and now Devin Williams is going well. And now I don't think it's Low-Lev Dev anymore. I think we've reached the new level with Devin Williams. He's been moved to Medium-Lev Dev because in the last 2.5 weeks, he's been absolutely lights out. And he seems comfortable in that 8th inning. Aaron Boone loves bringing him in low leverage, in high leverage situations, and that's why he's Low-Lev Dev. But I gotta pay dues where dues are due. Due? I gotta pay him respect. I gotta give Williams his flowers. He's been pitching his ass off. You know, a lot of people say I complain on this show, but guess what? When it's due, I'll go right back on what I said. And baseball is a very now sport. It changes on a daily basis. And another thing in the comments, people are always like, well, you said this yesterday. Guys, it's going to change on an inning-to-inning basis with me. I love them. I hate them. They're done. They're going to the World Series. That's what I love about baseball so much. That's what I love about the baseball season is impending doom and infinite glory and bliss. That's the greatest thing about baseball. It's a marathon. 6 months throughout the year, we're here every single night. New York Minute Sports, that's NEWYRKMIN on Instagram. And guys, I want to say thank you to all the special people in the comments saying how much they like the show and they refresh their YouTube feed so much at work and it helps them get throughout the day. Thank you so much. I just wanted to verbally say to you, it means the world to me. That's the reason I do this show. And guys, the season's ending soon. We're getting close. So get your friends to like, get your friends to subscribe right here to New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports for New York nuts. Now, let's go to Aaron Boone, Bubbles, Buffoon, Baboon, post-game press conference.
And your team was up by 9 at one point in this one. Were you finally able to exhale after that final out?
Yes.
Aaron Boone looked like a happy man to you right there. That looks like a manager that had the game in his back pocket. He didn't have to use any of the bullpen, and then the game winds up to be 10-9 tonight. So that's a man that has Erin Brockovich, or whatever her name is. I always get her name wrong. By the way, the password, they still haven't changed it. But just imagine Erin Marakovich just peering over you and asking you why he got to 10-9. Boone doesn't look like a happy customer. Kind of looks like a manager that might have just chewed out his team in the locker room to wake him up, or just took a bong hit with how glassy those eyes are. Let me know in the comment below.
Up by 9 at one point in this one. Were you finally able to exhale after that final out?
Yes. Obviously, credit to them putting a great comeback on and definitely made it dicey there. But, yeah, a little bit of a sigh, a little exhale after that one, after running out to such a big lead after the really good offense the first few innings. So, we'll take it.
You mentioned the offense early. Just what was clicking for them?
Yeah, they just really fell ass backwards into this win. The bats woke up today. I mean, they pretty much had a glorified scab pitching for the Minnesota Twins, and they took advantage. They weren't quiet tonight. But then they kind of listen, it wasn't the offense tonight. It was the pitching, obviously. But the bullpen's been blowing up. That's a blow-up inning from Cam Schlittler. That's a blow-up inning from Yarborough, who's been losing it. And I can't put my finger on why every single starter on the New York Yankees has that one inning where they have about 26 pitches, they labor, and they let up 4 runs. It's like they give up 6. They pitch for 6 innings, and they always wind up with 4 runs. It's towards the end of the starting rotation that I'm talking about.
I mean, a little bit of everything. We had some soft contact fall. We really stung some balls we're putting in play. We had some walks.
See, that 23 games scoring 10-plus runs this season, that's not a good stat. That seems like it's a good thing, but it's not. That means that it's feast or famine. That means it's home run ball. That means it's not that you're moving runners over or manufacturing runs, which bodes well in the postseason.
It was just pretty impressive 3 innings there of at-bats from everyone. Everyone kind of got in the act, so that was good. So obviously a really good night for us offensively.
Anthony had mentioned, especially after the night prior, to be able to come out like that really, really meant a lot.
You know what? The one thing that I do keep seeing from this Yankees team is a lot of similarities from the 2009 World Championship New York Yankees. And I got a little special clip for you at the end of this episode, so make sure you stick through the Aaron Boone Snorefest, because I got a special clip for you.
As a team, did you sense that as it was going on? You guys bounce back for less?
Oh, yeah. Look, I think the guys came in really energized today and wanting to, get out to a fast start and grab a lead, and obviously they were able to do that from jump. Grish setting the tone right away at the top, and Judge those guys are on base a ton, obviously, and really set the table for us.
What happened with Schlittler there in that 5th inning?
Just not enough strikes. I mean, simple as that. His stuff was again excellent, and he is a strike thrower. So I don't know if there was, he was nibbling or what, but
that's a problem with him and Luis Gil, is the fact that they forget that they have a 98-mile-an-hour fastball in their back pocket. When location's not going well, just blaze them away, dude. Just blow them away with power and speed. And what happens is I noticed that Cam tries to start getting cute and picking the plate with the 7, 8, 9 hitters of the batting lineup. Those are the dudes you should be bulldogging. I could understand doing that with 2, 3, 4 in the lineup. And the Minnesota Twins, the only guy you got to worry about is Brian Buxton, if I could say his name correctly. That's the only guy that you really have to worry about in this lineup. So maybe they should stop being so cute and just go after ground balls and outs. But Cam needs to really clean that up.
Just too many free passes. I don't know how many end up walking. 5. Especially you get a lead like that and you have his stuff. He's got to get after it in the strike zone, and kind of got away.
What do you see from Yankees tonight?
Volpe. Yeah, good to see him get some immediate results. With the double the other way, a walk, base hit. So that was good. I thought, really good play up the middle.
Okay, this is another thing I saw about Anthony Volpe on my Instagram account, New York Minute. That's NEWYRKMIN. A lot of people were saying, how can you play Volpe, keep Caballero in? He's playing great. You can't put Anthony Volpe out in Serbia. You can't act like he doesn't exist. Yes, this is the perfect time to get him reps and to see what he is ready for the postseason. Like I said, it's a matchup and an audition between Luis Gil, Cam Schlittler, Caballero, and Volpe. Those are the 2 competitions moving forward to the postseason, and we're going to be here step by step on New York Minute watching the competition. And I think at the end of the day, who's going to win that is Luis Gil and Caballero out of those matchups.
Right at the start, at the start of the game. So, good to see him jump right back in and contribute.
Still some time to go, but when you think ahead to either Gil or Schlittler or Warren, how will you make that decision? What goes into
Yeah,
that?
well,
It was a little hard to hear. That's what the reporter just asked him. Who are you going with at 3? Is it Cam Schlittler, Luis Heel, or Will Warren? I don't even think Will Warren should be in that discussion. He should definitely be the 4th. He hasn't proven his weight yet. I think he's still a year away from development. Cam Schlittler, they were really babying this guy in AA and AAA when even he was the goods. And in fact, a lot of people said that they should have brought him up with Garrett Cole going down this year, but his terrible spring training, Will Warren had a much better spring training than him, and that's the only reason that we're talking about Will Warren running out a little bit of gas at the end of the year, because Will Warren's never pitched this deep into a season before, and as I told you, he's my adopted child of the year. I adopt an offensive and defensive player every year. It's Will Warren and Ben Rice this year, and Will Warren's running out of gas, but also, like I said, I like to see him in a middle relief. These young guys are going to be dangerous out of the bullpen in the first round of the playoffs.
You prefaced it. That's hopefully 10, 12 days away. So we'll do what we think is best. I expect them hopefully both of those guys to play a huge role for us here down the stretch, and what we hope is an October run.
You opened the Yarbrough to kind of close out the game there.
Yeah. Once Cruz came in and kind of settled things there with the big out, and we got the 6-run cushion, and they got back half of the lineup with lefties. You're not sure if they're going to flip it. You don't really care. You're just hoping Yarbs can.
That was the problem. You couldn't use somebody like Blackburn. Wasn't available tonight because of last night's blowout, the opposite direction of the New York Yankees. And I have to admit, I've liked Blackburn in garbage time. And you know who pitched well tonight? Mark Leiter Jr. Pitched pretty well. Got to admit. Hate to admit it, but got to admit it.
Can kind of get on a roll like he typically does, and just obviously just made too many mistakes tonight where they're able to get them.
How significant was Leiter's 7th inning after they get within 10-8 there in the 6th?
Yeah, it's one of the stories of the game for me. A huge 4 outs from Mark there to settle things. On a night when I'm trying to stay away from Weave, and obviously I got Devin, and I've already used Cruz. I got Devin and Bednar, so him getting us 4 outs was massive, and that allowed Devin and Bednar to take it from there.
And Bednar gave up the home run at the end of the game, which made it 10-9. Everyone started to get a little bit nervous. I was one of those people included. But let's take a look at the standings right now. Let's go to the wild card. We got the Toronto Blue Jays in the division, the AL East. Let's start with that first. The Toronto Blue Jays have won 6 games in a row, 7-3 in their last 10. The Yankees have a 1% chance to win the division. Kind of looks like we're just playing for the wild card at this point. 5 games out of first place. The Red Sox lost tonight, so now they have fallen back to 7 games out of first place. Now let's go to the wild card because things are heating up all over the American League. Yankees with the win tonight, they go up 2 games. Houston surpasses the Boston Red Sox for the 2nd spot in the wild card tonight. That's huge news. They are a half game behind. The Yankees are 2 games up on them. The Red Sox are a half game behind the Houston Astros. And don't stop them now. We sold at the trade deadline Cleveland Indians, and I said, yeah, the Cleveland Indians, 79-71, 5 games in a row, 9-1 in their last 10. And now the Seattle Mariners are in first place of the AL West. Guys, it is going to come down to the end of the season. It's going to be a pressure cooker. And if you don't think the Baltimore Orioles want to play spoiler against the New York Yankees, you have another thing coming, because the Orioles are going to be looking for redemption of last year. And guess what? If they had a big disappointment this year, they're going to try to give the Yankees a huge disappointment this year. And what can help from a huge disappointment is our huge stars coming up big in postseason time. So that's Aaron Boone's press conference and the Yankees win tonight. But before we go, I wanted to play something for you very quick for the Wayback Machine. For all my young Yankee fans that follow me here at New York Minute, I wanted to play a little special video for you. And the reason I'm doing this is because I wanted to touch on what I was talking about, Aaron Judge. Got a little bit of flack in the comments section for saying that Aaron Judge needs to produce and he needs to show up big in this postseason. And I think as soon as Aaron Judge does that, he will be an all-time Yankee and be on the Mount Rushmore of the Yankees. But he needs to get that monkey off of his back this year in the postseason. And the reason I bring up Alex Rodriguez is his name and 2009 is because Alex Rodriguez was the same exact player. He was setting records all over the place. He was the greatest player in baseball that we had seen in 20 years. He couldn't do anything wrong in the batter's box, setting record and MVPs and doing everything. But when he got to the postseason, he crawled into his shell and did nothing. His average was dismal. And in fact, Aaron Judge's numbers are better than Alex Rodriguez's playoff numbers before he blew up. And this is what I wanted to show you. Listen to the audio of this crowd in 2009 when Alex Rodriguez got the monkey off his back and what you could witness as a Yankees fan this year in the postseason. Now listen to this crowd. I was in the building for every single home postseason game this year in Yankee Stadium. It's the loudest I've ever heard anything in my life. I'm going to let you close in on this. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby. And I'm going to play this out. And remember, New York Minute. It's New York sports for New York nuts. We'll see you tomorrow.
Fly ball center field. Well hit. At the track. He's done it again. In the Bronx as Alex Rodriguez, a new man in 2009. Fly ball center field, well hit, at the track, he's done it